Everybody, it's Zach again at newtutora.com. Wanted to come in and make a couple videos tonight. I got some cool things to talk about. Every year, or we've been trying to, this is the second year in a row, really, so it's not every year, but this is the second year in a row we've done this, and I really like doing it. We buy a half a cow. So what I have here are some really nice porterhouses. Porterhouse steak. We buy a half a cow. Now, see, the problem is, the stuff you buy at your supermarkets is not real. I mean, it's cow, but it's not cow the way it's supposed to be. It's not cow, you know, the way God made cows to be made. Basically, the cows you buy at the stores and your supermarkets are pumped full of antibiotics and hormones, especially if they're milk cows. I mean, you're not going to buy a milk cow at the store for beef, but the milk you buy at the store is, and I'll get to that in a second, a little bit later in another video, is just chock full of drugs and chemicals, and this here is beef raised in my home state, a porterhouse steak raised in my home state, and it came from a cow that was grass-fed its entire life up until the time it was butchered. The guy who raises these cows is crazy about making sure his cows get nothing but the best nutrients and farm-raised, grass-fed cattle. That's it. No crazy chemicals, no corn, no grains, nothing that's GMO, Monsanto, corn-fed beef, none of that stuff. This is all 100% grass-fed. And I had to work a little bit harder to find it because people say, "Oh, it's really difficult to go out and find some of these stores, find these places, these locations where you can buy this food." But see, that's part of coming out of the system of Babylon that we're living in. You don't understand the amount of chemicals in the system that's in place around you to keep you as a slave, really as a slave, and that's what we're seeing today. And getting out of Babylon, it can be hard, to go out and find these foods and these healthier foods. And I mean, we've done the research, and my family does this. Basically, guess what? I paid about $1,000 for this. $1,000 for this half a cow. It worked out by the hanging weight. It worked out to be like, let's see. Here's my calculator. I'm gonna pull the calculator up. I paid $1,051, and we divide that by 365 was the hanging weight, or the final weight after butchering. 365 pounds of meat basically is what's in my freezer, and that equals to $2.87 a pound. $2.87 a pound. I mean, I don't know what you're paying a pound. What's a pound of hamburger go for? I don't think it's $2.87 a pound. But here's a pound of ground beef hamburger. 100% grass-fed beef, just the way the Father intended it to be eaten. Okay, for a cow to be raised and butchered and eaten. This is it right here. 1 pound, $2.79 a pound, $2.87 a pound, and I'm getting porterhouses and fillets and sirloin tips and all this meat, and it's basically, $2.87 a pound. It's expensive in the upfront, and we did this last year. Actually, it's been a little more than a year that we've done this, and we had a hard time finding another butcher because the one we were using kind of dropped off the radar and has gotten started back up again, but I needed to find something in the meantime, so it took me a while to find another source, and the source I found was also 100% grass-fed, raising their cattle. And so I have very strict rules, so it takes a little bit of groundwork to find some of these guys that are out there, but they're out there. You can do the research to spend less on your meat products, buy healthier meat products that aren't infested with GMOs and chemicals and all kinds of scientific guru stuff that you don't want in your food. But once you do, you find these people. It's actually you can actually find it to where it's cheaper, and so I think that's a pretty good example. I don't know what the going price is for ground beef because we don't buy our meat at the store. For the most part, and if we do buy chicken or something like that, we make sure it's 100% cage-free, free-range, and organic if possible. We tried our best to make sure we put the best fuel into our bodies the way the Father intended our bodies to take in fuel. And so just wanted to throw that out there. Listen, you guys, you can do this. You guys can go out there, do the legwork. The meat at your store, the stuff you're buying in the store is garbage. It really is garbage. And, this stuff tastes better. It really does taste better. And so I would, It may cost more up front, if you think $1,000 is a lot to spend for meat, but the meat's going to last us a year. I mean, this hamburger, there's so much burger down there, it's going to last us a year, no problem. So I would try to take the steps, save up the money, find a contact in your area, and do dealing with them, and go out and say, hey, listen, I'll buy a quarter of a cow, a half a cow. If the cow is grass-fed, 100% grass-fed, try to find them where it's not finished on corn. I know that's hard to find, but there are some people out there who do it. And if you're in any sort of a metropolitan area at all, you probably shouldn't have a problem finding somebody who's listed in that area with a website or a company name in the directory or something who does that. You just have to call around. You have to do the legwork to find these people out. But in the long run, your family and you are going to be healthier for it. So, all right, there you go. I was really excited to finally have some meat again in the house because we don't buy meat at the store. We try very hard not to buy any meat at the store, and I will wait for the good stuff because the good stuff is the good stuff. It's the way their Father intended. All right, talk to you later. Go home, read your Bible. Thanks.